Hi everyone. Today we are solving systems of linear and quadratic equations. In this lesson, you will study systems of linear and quadratic equation. This type of system can have one solution, two solutions, or no solutions. And then here are the three examples down here. Notice in the first graph, this quadratic equation and this linear function intercept at two different points. So that's why it has two solutions. In the second example, y equals x squared and y equals 0 only intercept here. So it only has one solution. And then the last example, these do not intersect. So there is no solution. This is just a number of solutions. You could also identify what is the actual solutions, and they're always going to be coordinate points. So going back to the first one, this point here is 1 comma negative 3. And this point over here on the left is negative 1 comma negative 3. So those are the two solutions, the two coordinate points. For the middle one, they intersect at 0, 0. So the one solution it has is 0 comma 0. And then the last one doesn't have any solutions. So let's go into the examples. This is what your homework is going to look like. Number one, solve by graphing. So you're given the system here. Notice that the first equation is quadratic, and then the second equation is linear. So we're actually going to use software to graph these. So you could go to Desmos. So let me open that up for you. Desmos.com, and this software will graph it for you, and you just have to identify the solutions. So the first equation, let's go back, is y equals x squared plus x minus 2. So y equals x squared plus x minus 2. So you type it in and boom, it grabs it for you. That's the quadratic. And then the linear function is y equals negative x plus 1. There you go. And here you could see where they intercept at negative 3, 4 and 1, 0. So on the homework, what I want you to do is take a screenshot of this. Oops. And you could paste it onto your Notability or whatever it is. So this is a little bit too small. So let's make this a little bigger. That's better. And there are your solutions, negative 3, 4, and 1 comma 0. Now, if you're going to do it on a separate sheet of paper, all you have to do on your separate sheet of paper is make a sketch of this. You go ahead and sketch it to the best of your ability. So there's a quadratic that looks kind of like this, a linear function that looks kind of like this, and the important part is the points where they intersect. And that's going to be negative 3, 4, and 1 comma 0. So you could do that on a separate sheet of paper. Um, either version would be fine. Okay. Example 2. Graphing to count solutions. Find the number of solutions for the system. So the directions are slightly different. Number one says to solve. So I had to provide the solutions. The second example is just to find the number of solutions, so just how many. So let's go ahead and graph that one again. Let's graph these two equations. So the first one is y equals 2x squared plus 3. Let's see. Here it is. So you could, I'm gonna turn these off so you won't see them. Y equals 2x squared plus 3. And then the second one is y equals x plus 2. So here we could clearly see that these two equations never intersect. So therefore this one has no solution. So let me take a screenshot of this. Paste it here. And then we could just write here, no solution. Okay. And finally, example 3, this is the one that requires the most work. We're going to solve the following equations, the following system of equations using an elimination. So last week we did a bunch of problems using elimination, but they were both linear. So this one has one quadratic function, but you're still going to follow the same steps. Look at both of your equations and look for a variable that you could eliminate. For these, you always want to eliminate the y variable. It's going to make it much easier to solve. So make a little note here. Always eliminate the y. Okay, so notice that they're both positive, so I need to make one of them negative. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the first equation by a negative 1. So that's going to be negative y is equal to 12x minus 36. The second equation, I'm just going to go ahead and copy it over. So y equals x squared minus 11x minus 36. So now I'm going to add these equations. Y minus y, so that's going to be 0. X squared, there's no x squared on the bottom, so just bring it down. 11x plus 12x, that's going to be just 1x. And negative 36 plus negative 36 is negative 72. Okay, so now we're left with 0 equals x squared plus x minus 72. This is actually something that we did a couple months ago in class. So now we're still solving, but notice that we only have one variable. And to solve this quadratic function, we're going to factor. So to factor this one, I'm looking for numbers that multiply the negative 72, which is the C value, and add up to 1, which is the B value. So numbers that multiply the negative 72 and add up to 1, it's going to be 9 and 8, but the 8 has to be negative. So this turns into 0 equals x plus 9, x minus 8. Okay. So now what makes this equation 0? So what makes the factor x plus 9 equal to 0? Negative 9. And what makes x minus 8 equal to 0? Positive 8. Okay. So now, but notice I have two x values. Going back to the original notes, solutions have an x and y value. They're coordinate points. So I still need to find the y values for these. I know the x's, so what I have to do is plug them in to the equation and I'll get the y's. So for the first one, oh, and once again, you can plug it into any equation. So I'm going to use the second equation because it's just going to be easier to solve. So y equals negative 12 times negative 9 plus 36. Okay. So that's equal to, so negative 12 times negative 9 is 108 plus 36. That's going to be 144. And then for the other one, I'm going to plug in the other x value also. So negative 12 times 8 is negative 96 plus 36 is negative 60. So the solutions are negative 9 comma 144 and 8 comma negative 60. This one has two solutions. Okay, so if you want to go and check your work, you could actually use decimals to graph them and you should get these two solutions. So let's do that now. So these are, the first one was y equals x squared minus 11x minus 36. And then the second equation was y equals negative 12x plus 36. So right now it only looks like lines, but you have to zoom out so you can see the entire graph. Okay, it's a very thin graph. Okay, finally, let me change the color of this black one. If I can, change it to blue. Okay, so notice they intercept here at 8 comma negative 60. Let this load again. That's here, 8 comma negative 60. And they also intercept up here at negative 9 comma 144. So those are our two solutions. So you could use decimals to check your solution, but you're gonna have to show your work when completing your homework. And that's it. Thank you.